Hi everyone, good evening. So we're going to go over some construction of angles, right? So remember when we're constructing, you're going to need your compass, your ruler, and your pencil. All right, so we'll also need your protractor in order to measure it after so where you can check and make sure that it was accurately done. So the first step is to construct a line. On your book, you're going to put your point where you are expected to start constructing your angle. So you could label that A. They can tell you what length of the line in order to construct. So you're going to open out a compass to the distance where they want you to construct. So let's say they told you construct a line of 7 centimeters. So you open it out to 7 centimeters and then you draw an arc at that point. It doesn't have to be as long as 9. You then take your pencil and your ruler and you're going to draw a line to cut through it. From the point where you started to the point which intersects that point, that will be your 7 centimeters. So we have to be able to construct a 60-degree angle, a 30-degree angle, a 90-degree angle, and a 45. So basically, it's constructing a 60 and 90 and being able to bisect those two in order to get the 30 and the 45. So let's start with the 60. To start with the 60, you're putting your pointy edge at A. Then we're going to form an arc all the way to go around. Now yours will not be flipping like how mine is flipping, right? You will have a better control of your compass. Then where it cut that line, you're going to open your pencil out to A and you're going to construct an arc to cut the first one. Then we take our pencil and our ruler and we draw a line through it to cut it. That there, once it is that you do it correctly, you'll get it to be measured as 60 degrees. Right, so that's your 60-degree angle. Your next step is to construct a 30-degree. So if they ask us to construct a 30-degree, we have to construct the 60 and then bisect it in order to get the 30. Anytime you're bisecting an angle, what we do is, if it does not have an arc across the angle you want to bisect, you could draw an arc across it. And where it cuts on either side, you're going to use those ends in order to form your arc in order to bisect it. So you're going to take the pointy edge and put it on the first side that intersects the line. Now, when you open your compass, whatever size you open it to make that arc, it must stay that size. And then you draw an arc. Then you go on the other side that is cutting from the other end. And remember, the distance between the pencil and the point must remain constant. and you draw an arc in order to cut that one. Where those two intersect, we're going to take our ruler from A and draw a line straight to the intersection. Once you do it correctly, that is going to be our 30-degree angle. All right, so let's say they asked us to construct a 90-degree angle. Now, what we need to understand is that a 90-degree angle is half of a 180. So it comes like we could construct a 180 and bisect it. So your first step is constructing the length of the line that you need. Again, you mark the spot where you want to start. So we label that A. Put your pointy edge at A and you open your compass to the length that they want you to draw it to. So let's say 9 centimeters. Draw an arc. Then you're going to use your ruler and your pencil in order to draw your line. Now, I am going to go back a little bit from A. Right, so I'm drawing my line through it. I'm going a little beyond A. Now, we know that from A to where it cuts here, let's label that B, would be our 9 centimeters. It's just I extended it a little bit back this way so that I'm able to do my next step. So I'm going to form at a circle where A is the center of my circle. It doesn't have to be so big, but okay. So I make a circle where A is my center. Now that means that from here to here, this whole angle here is 180 degrees. So in order to form a 90 degree, I am going to bisect that. And to bisect, remember, we're going to go to the both extreme ends of the angle and you're forming the arc. So I'm going to open up my compass, and however much I open this to, it must be the same distance apart when I go to the other edge. So I'm going to draw my arc. Then I'm going to take my pencil and the pointy edge, I'm sticking it on the other end. Right, so remember the distance between them, between the point and the pencil, must remain constant. So we're going to draw another arc in order to cut that one. Once you do that, we're going to take our ruler and our pencil and we're drawing a line from A straight through to intersect those two lines. Once you do it correctly, it's supposed to be 90 degrees. Right, so once you do it correctly, it will be the 90 degrees. Right, now in order to do a 45 degree, remember 45 degree is half of a 90 degree. So if I know that this angle here is my 90 degrees, in order to construct the 45, we can bisect that. So you want to take the 2 points across it. So you're going to take your compass and place it on one side. Now, whatever distance you open it to draw the arc, it doesn't matter. The only thing is that distance must remain constant for the other end too. So when I stick it this part, the distance between the pencil and the compass and the sharp edge, must be the same. So you draw the arcs from either end, and then you take the ruler and your pencil, and you're going to draw a line from A straight to the intersection. Once you do it correctly, that will be your 45-degree angle, right? So the space between that, this will be 45, and this too will be 45.